Back in the early 1900s, a man walked into the local hardware store and he was carrying a stack of old receipts. Many of them were creased and yellowed, the ink fading, but the memories behind them were still painfully clear. Each slip represented something he owed, supplies and tools he'd bought on credit, or repairs he couldn't afford at the time, kindnesses extended by the owner when money was tight. Well, he laid the stack on the counter and said quietly, I'm here to settle up. I don't want to owe anything anymore. Well, the owner looked at the pile and then at the man. He stepped back into the office and returned with a large red stamp. And without adding up a single number, he pressed the stamp across every page, paid in full. And the owner handed the receipts back. Well, the man stammered, but I haven't paid you yet. And that's when the owner smiled and told him, you couldn't. And I knew you couldn't. So I paid it myself. The debt is gone. Well, the man walked out holding the papers that had once condemned him, but now declared him free. Now, listen, that's the gospel in miniature. Every one of us carries a stack of spiritual receipts, sins that we regret, failures we can't undo, and debts we could never repay. And like that man, we sometimes come to God hoping we can somehow settle the account. But long before we ever walked through the door, Christ stepped onto the hill of Calvary, stretched out his hands, and stamped our ledger with his own blood, paid in full. Colossians chapter 2, verse 14 tells us, blotting out the handwriting of the ordinances that was against us, which was contrary to us, and took it out of the way, nailing it to the cross. Well, back in 1902, a man by the name of Frank Graham wrote these words. There was a time on earth when in the book of heaven an old account was standing for sins yet unforgiven. My name was at the top and many things below. I went unto the keeper and settled long ago. Long ago, long ago. Yes, the old account was settled long ago. And the record's clear today, for he washed my sins away when the old account was settled long ago. The old account was large and growing every day, for I was always sinning and never tried to pay. But when I looked ahead and saw such pain and woe, I said that I would settle and settled long ago. Long ago, long ago. Yes, the old account was settled long ago. And the record's clear today, for he washed my sins away when the old account was settled long ago. So today, if you are carrying the receipts of old sins and old wounds and old regrets, hear the good news. You do not have to pay what Jesus has already covered. You don't have to carry what Jesus has already lifted. You don't have to fix what Jesus has already forgiven. Bring your stack to Jesus. Lay it on the counter of his grace and walk away holding the freedom that he purchased for you. And this, my friend, is my Wednesday word for you.